We are less than a month until the release of Resident Evil 4, people. And as I was scrolling on the PlayStation Store, I saw the Deluxe Edition and was completely dumbfounded. I knew they had one releasing, but I didn't think until now to even look at what the Deluxe Edition even entailed. Does that make me a bad content creator? Possibly, but let's not talk about that. Today, I'm going to take a close look at the Deluxe Edition and voice my opinions on if it's even worth getting. For the price of $70, they are giving us a good amount of extra content. Breaking it down quickly, we will be getting 4 extra costumes, 2 Ashley costumes, a pair of Wesker eyes for Leon, 2 extra weapons, a treasure map, and the original soundtrack we can swap to use in the game. That's pretty impressive for the price point, but let's take a close look at each of the items. Let's talk about the soundtrack first. This has been a thing they did since the Resident Evil 2 remake. I think it would be weird if they didn't have this included in some way. I think the Resident Evil 4 soundtrack is great. The save music alone is iconic, but as I was replaying the original game to prepare myself, hearing that soundtrack blaring in my headphones made me feel just off. I don't get scared, but if the music is loud enough, you're bound to feel on edge somehow. But it does exactly what it needs to do to make you feel unsafe, and I'm glad it's an option to have. Next up, let's talk about the treasure map. Meh on this. I guess it's cool to have extra treasures sprinkled around the map. It states that some of those treasures can only be obtained by having the treasure map. I'm not mad at the idea that players have the advantage to get extra treasure to sell. That way they can purchase and upgrade your equipment. You are in fact paying for exclusive content, and I think it fits well. It's nothing crazy, but it is something extra to give to the player, which is never a complaint. Now, the better parts of this Deluxe Edition, starting off with the weapons, are a fun extra piece of content. We get the Sentinel-9 and the Skull Shaker. These weapons look beautiful, and I'm really pumped to blow some heads apart with the Skull Shaker. I'm sure these weapons will have a slight advantage while using them, but I don't think it'll be anything astronomical. But an advantage all the same, plus upgrading them could make them godly. The pistol seems to have an extended clip just looking at it, so, we'll just have to look at the specs of these weapons and compare them to the ones that are in the base game. Next up, we have some cosmetics. Let's start with the Wesker Vision. You can get a pair of sporty sunglasses for Leon to wear throughout the game. Why? I have no freaking clue, but if you ever had the itch to see Leon in some shades, you'll have it, baby. Leon will be popping into the church to get Ashley, like Johnny Bravo trying to pick up chicks.
Who's that handsome guy? Hello, 911 emergency. There's a handsome guy in my house. Oh, wait a second, cancel that. It's only me.
Next up, we get the costumes, which I have mixed feelings on as a whole. Don't get me wrong, they look great for the most part, but I wasn't expecting these designs. I don't know. Some of them look a little bit goofy looking, but, they are extra costumes. They're not the main costumes where you don't always have to be serious Leon, it's extra. Now, if I had to choose an extra costume for Leon, it would be a Dante outfit, considering Dante is a spiritual successor of Leon. If you didn't know that, there you go, Kirby's fun facts for you. The first Devil May Cry was basically what Resident Evil 4 was when they were designing it, and they felt it strayed too far away from what Resident Evil was known for, so they turned it into something else. And I'm glad they did, because I do like playing the Devil May Cry series. But if it was an extra costume, I would freaking love running around as Leon/Dante, because they basically look the same anyways. I just think it'd be awesome. I would have Dante's red leathers, and maybe while wearing it, and give you a speed boost similar to how the gangster outfit did in the original game. But let's get back on track here. Let's go over the costumes. I'll rank them from least excited to the best one, and I'm pretty sure everyone knows me will know which one I'm going to choose, but let's get started. The first one we get is the hero costume. It includes a nice little blue filter to put onto the screen while you're using it, but I'm going to be honest with you, I think this costume looks like a giant turd. I would and never will use this skin. But if you're excited for it, by all means, do you and represent. I just feel it kind of looks like Geralt of Rivia, to be honest with you, based on the shoulder pads and everything. And maybe that's what they were trying to go for. It just wasn't for me, especially the hairdo. That looks goofy looking. Next up, though, we have the romantic costume. And the set also gives us a costume for Ashley, but it's blacked out. But we get a good look at Leon, and it's not bad. It looks very gothic and reminds me of something a vampire would wear. You are playing the game through a gothic castle, of course, so it does fit. I dig the white hair and the wavy locks. It's not bad. It's pretty impressive. Not gonna lie. Would I use this? Maybe. Honestly, I think these 3 outfits after the hero costume, I would use those, but I would never, ever use the hero costume. So the romantic one gets a stamp of approval by me. But let's go ahead and go to the next one, and that is the casual costume set. Leon is sporting what reminds me of his casual RPD jacket and civilian clothes, which I love. The jacket is clearly not an RPD zip-up, but I'm sure we will get something like that as an unlockable at some point. This does look like something he'd wear as an escort for the president or other officials, which is pretty cool. It's nice to see Leon in normal clothes. He doesn't have to look like a secret agent all the time. What's really cool about this set is Ashley's. We don't know what it looks like exactly. It is blacked out, but if you look closely, her hair is shorter in this costume set than her original hair. And I doubt they would do this, but to me, it kind of looks like it could be a Rebecca-inspired costume, and I'm all for it. It very well could be something else entirely, but man can hope, damn it. I love Rebecca, and I would love a Rebecca-themed costume. Now let's talk about the big elephant in the room, the coolest freaking skin that they could give us, because it is. It is, in fact, one of the coolest costumes I've ever seen, and the fact that it's for Leon, I mean, I am peeing my pants in excitement as we speak. So I'm gonna go change my undies, and then we'll get back to this. Let's go ahead and talk about the villain Leon costume. I mean, just looking at this costume sold me on getting the Deluxe Edition. Look at this freaking thing. Long black hair, crow feathers on the right side of his coat, red gloves to match his red eyes. Leon was taking notes from Albert Wesker's updated fashion and said, "Hold my freaking beer, bub, I got this." And that's exactly what he did in this. I mean, he does look like he's about to sing some My Chemical Romance, but thank God for me, I had snake bites in the past, so I'm all for it. I am all for it. I think it is the coolest looking suit they could have given us, and I will be using this during a 2nd and 3rd, possibly a 4th playthrough, unless I want to just be nostalgic and use the original outfit. I'm going to be honest with you though, these suits I think you can use during the 1st playthrough, but I'm not going to do that. Don't get me wrong, I love the villain suit, but like I just said, I want to feel the nostalgia. I want to feel what I felt during the original Resident Evil 4, and that was terrified. I was so terrified of playing that game. So I just want to experience it like I did in the original. Plus, there's nothing better than the jacket. I would love to have an option to keep it on through the whole game after you beat it, but we'll have to see if they include that as well. Are you going to get the Deluxe Edition? Let me know if you do, and let me know in the pinned comment below what you're most excited to use in your playthrough. Is it the weapons, the Wesker Vision, the extra costumes? Are you going to take advantage of that extra map? And are you going to take advantage of that classic original Resident Evil 4 soundtrack? Let me know down in the pinned comment below. If you haven't already, leaving a like and subscribing to the channel helps me out tremendously. But if you want to be even cooler than that, I'm talking like as soon as you do it, the villain Leon costume will just materialize onto your body level cool. Clicking the bell so you're notified to each of my future videos will do that for you. It's up to you though, you know what to do. But until next time, take it easy, bubs.